Black Box Trading, and I'm your host, Blue the Bear. We are bearish. We are bearish on the market only because our indicator is telling us to be bearish. We're going to dive into the charts. Today's show is going to be showcasing the bull case and the bear case. So when there's an equally strong bull and bear case, you're neutral. So, I'm saying I'm bearish, but actually we're neutral here. So we're going to dive into what we need to see for us to flip our neutrality to bullish and what we need to see to confirm our indicator's bias of bearishness. So it's going to be an interesting show. I hope you guys enjoy it. Welcome in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things, and leave a comment. Leave a comment in the chat if you're joining on the live stream. Anything you want us to take a look at, we can certainly do so. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the king of all crypto. That is Bitcoin. So taking a look at Bitcoin here on the weekly chart, it's been a while since we've been on a live stream. I'm settled in Thailand. I'm back in a proper studio. I'm not doing so much traveling. I was traveling across Japan. It was hard to do videos. Now I'm back stable, signed a year lease, ready to provide content for you guys. So anyways, we're going to start things off with the weekly. And we're going to talk about why we're bearish. So if you're in the private Discord group, the free Discord group, links are in the description. You were notified when this wave, our bull market, bear market bias, flipped from green, bull market, to red, bear market. And as you can see, with it flipping red, we did have a pullback. We did have a pullback there. We've since rallied off of this support here. This support can be pulled back basically. Well, it actually goes back quite a bit. So we are kind of getting a bounce off of this level. And this last week was actually a pretty bullish week. And we closed, let's zoom in here. We finished off the week. We closed above the... I'm talking about prior week. I know we're at a weekly close here. We closed above the 7 simple moving average here on the Alpha Metrics indicator. This week, we came down and tested it to the dollar. Look at that. Just a perfect test. See the wick coming down and hitting that blue line there. Tested it to the dollar and bounced back up. And we are forming a doji. We have basically 1 day left in this doji candle, 22 hours left in the doji. And what do dojis represent? They represent indecision. It's showing neutrality. So I think the next week's candle is really going to give us a lot of clarity in terms of market direction. Let me know what you guys think. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Are we heading up to higher levels, or are we going to go to some pretty scary washout levels, which both scenarios I'm okay with. I think that, a washout could be good to kind of smarten up the Bitcoin treasury company crowd. But if you're, an on-chain spot Bitcoin holder or an on-chain crypto holder, you've been waiting a long time, and this is kind of a deserved uptrend. So again, going back to that neutrality, but things are looking good here on the short term as we have reclaimed this 7. If next week's candle stays and closes above the 7 simple moving average here on the weekly chart, then that's, to me, at least going to signal an attempt at a retest of the highs. So that would at least bring us up to these weekly closes of around 120. I could see 120 getting tested if we can hold next week's candle, which opens up in 22 hours, if we can hold that above the 7 simple moving average. So we need to stay above $114,000. Let's go down to the daily, and we can look at this a little bit differently. So we had this descending channel here. The bearish things about this channel is we're not respecting the channel. So how do you decide how to draw a channel? Basically, you have 3 touch points that determine a channel. And they happen early on in the consolidation. So here we had a rally up. We had a test. This is your automatic reaction. Then you have your automatic rally off of that test. and then another test down. When you have those 3 touch points, you draw a channel around those touch points. I'll show you exactly how to do that just so that you understand. We'll delete the channel. We'll grab the parallel channel. You go from the low and you draw a line to the secondary test right there. And you open it up to the automatic rally. Okay, and that's how you define the channel. So bearish things about this channel is we're not respecting the channel. We fall out of the channel. We rally out of it and get an up thrust where we have negative price action bringing us back into the channel. Respect the channel a little bit, fall out of the channel again. These are generally characteristics of a distribution, which leads evidence to the bear side of the trade. But here we are. We had this move out. We got a test of the top of the channel and we rallied off of it. It's really like next week's candle is going to be really important for giving us clarity on the direction here, because if we right here at this point, at the top of the channel, we have an opportunity to rally off of the top of that channel. If we fail to do so and go back into the channel, I'm going to give a lot of weight and a lot of gravity to the bear side. We've already sold some Bitcoin. We're already bearish because our indicator flipped to red. But if we get a move like that, I might be looking to sell a little bit more spot Bitcoin and try to short. Again, I did actually short the top of the channel. We got stopped out of that trade. Now, the bullish fundamentals that everybody's aware of is rates cut, right? And you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, well, the Fed is going to cut the rates 3 times. And the 3 times piece by the end of the year, that's new information. So the market may need to price in multiple rate cuts, which would mean we would have a rally to the upside. But we knew a single rate cut was coming. We knew that the September cut was coming, and the market's not surprised for that. So what we could be looking at is a buy the rumor, sell the news event, where the Fed cutting rates was a sell the news event. The only kind of fundamental that could be muddying the waters of that is the fact that not many people were expecting the Fed to lay out a roadmap for multiple cuts for the rest of the year. So we're going to have to see. I wish I had more information to present to you, but that's the tricky thing about looking at a market in a neutral way. We're neutral. It's not giving us clear and definitive signs to the upside. It's not giving us clear and definitive signs to the downside. And that's just the way it is. If we can look for clues in other markets, if we go ahead and take a look at the dollar is at a multi-year. Go ahead and load. It's in a multi-year upwards trending channel. This channel began back in March of 2008. The financial crisis is when this channel began here. And we're at the bottom of this multi-year channel, this multi-decade channel. Now, the probability of a bounce is high. If we do get a bounce in the dollar, if the dollar gains strength here, it's not going to be good for the equity market. It's not going to be good for the S&P. It's not going to be good for the NASDAQ. It's not going to be good for any stock, commodity, anything that prices itself in the dollar. You'll see those asset prices go down. Now, the thing, going back to the Fed rate cuts, cuts don't make the dollar stronger. So even though when you zoom in here and you look at this area, we've kind of got a bullish, not really a bullish divergence, but we've got this double bottom forming at the bottom of the channel. This looks like a technical setup for a long. This looks like it wants to head to the upside, but the fundamentals are against this upside. If the Fed is cutting rates, that makes the dollar weaker. So I think, again, we need more information. We need to kind of see how things play out. And as it stands right now, we have neutral information coming at us in the market right now. We can assert our biases, we can assert our speculations, but every bull case has an equally powerful bear case in it. So we're forced to look at things in a very neutral way. What I need to see is us break down here. If we get a nice weekly candle close, a solid weekly candle close outside of this channel, that's going to be a very positive sign for asset prices. It's going to be a very negative sign for inflation. The cost of everything's going to go up. Price of food, price of gas, price of consumables, everything's going to go up. But everything's going to go up. So the price of Bitcoin, the price of the S&P, the price of any asset that you hold, the price of housing, all of that will go up if we, break to the downside here. So again, it's kind of more of a wait and see here. If you guys want to be kept up to date on our thoughts and opinions here, like I said, I haven't streamed in a while. Definitely check out the free Discord. I'll give you guys a QR code for that. Join the free Discord, scan the QR code. That'll get you into the Discord. It's 100% free. We never take any money from you. We're here to help and support and provide information. And if you do want to support us, please trade on one of our partner exchanges. So we are still running the trading competition. Where is the trading competition? Here at Bitget. I should have had this ready to go. But of course I don't. We got a lot of time left in this trading competition. And it's going to be one of the easier competitions for you to win. If you've never entered into a trading competition, then this might be the one for you. If I can only find it. Jeez. Where is it? Because you're really only against 20 other people. If you're a half decent trader, there we go. There it is. Gotcha. If you're a half decent trader, you could easily win this competition. 49 days left in the competition. Let's take a look at we have this user here who we don't know who he is, but there he is in the hopefully in the Discord at 137%. And then second place is 62%. So there's still plenty of time left in this competition. Nearly, we'll call it a month and a half. We'll call it a month and a half left in this competition for you to do that. But if you go through the rankings of the leaderboard here, 20th position is 0%. So you're in a competition to win $5,000, and it's a 1 in 20 chance. So if you've never entered a competition, definitely check it out. It's probably one of the easier. I would guess it's one of the easiest competitions to win out in crypto right now, because we are a smaller channel, because we're less established. There's not a lot of competition. So, and the prize is pretty good, $5,000. Anyways, enough dwelling on that. Aside from that, actually, no. Let's get back into the meat and potatoes here. But Bitcoin aside, the altcoins, we're gonna switch gears here and talk about altcoins. The alts have been doing really well, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see such a major divergence. Now, I've been trading this market for nearly 10 years. I've been trading the crypto market for nearly 10 years. And I have never seen such a divergence of positive price action in altcoins, while Bitcoin's price action and Bitcoin's sentiment has been so poor and negative. It's very fascinating to watch, and it's caused a lot of my trading decisions to be kind of hard for people to understand and very counterintuitive. Like, for example, when the wave turned from red to or green to red, when our bull market bias flipped from green to red, I sold Bitcoin and I started to short Bitcoin. At the same time, I was going long on alts and I was accumulating new altcoin positions. And I've never done that before. And it's totally against what anybody has ever been taught, but it's been working. And I think it's because Bitcoin dominance here is just continuing to fall. I don't know how to interpret this information. I don't know what it means entirely, but Bitcoin dominance, I've been a huge proponent of this for the longest time. When this chart is printing red candles, you should be long altcoins and you should forget everything else. These are entirely different trades. The altcoins have been doing well, period. End of story. The altcoins have been doing well. And Bitcoin dominance has continued to drop. Not only that, it looks like it wants to continue to drop further. So the altcoin trades that I've been taking have actually been not only holding up against the bearishness of Bitcoin, they've been outperforming Bitcoin in Satoshi terms and outperforming Bitcoin in Tether terms. It's very weird to be looking for shorts on Bitcoin while going long on alts. I've never experienced that once. All right, let's catch up with the chat. We got Kahuna in the chat. Aloha, sir. Red Panda, welcome in. Nice to see you. I don't know how to put all the pieces together. We know Trump wants a weak dollar. I hear also that there's a narrative to get rid of the US debt via crypto. What's your take on that? I don't think it'll be via crypto. It'll be via Bitcoin, if that's what you mean. And I think that that's kind of the point of the Bitcoin strategic reserve. If the US can accumulate a lot of Bitcoin, and if the US can print Bitcoin, print and make the dollar weaker, well, that will offset the inflation. Instead of the inflation going to the people, it will offset inflation and just inflate into gold and Bitcoin, which are the assets that the Treasury or Fort Knox or the strategic Bitcoin reserve and the strategic gold reserve would offset some of that inflation. At least that's the theory. Now, can they accumulate enough Bitcoin to erase the debt? No, I don't think that is possible. But I forget who said it. I think it was American HODL. I might be totally wrong. But the first nation to print their own currency to buy Bitcoin, which the US has made it very clear they're not going to do. They're going to accumulate Bitcoin in budget neutral ways. They're not going to just print dollars to buy Bitcoin. I think the first nation to print their own currency for the sole purpose of buying Bitcoin is going to see a ton of independence. And if they have a national debt, their national debt will be erased by doing that. But that's crazy hyper Bitcoinization type stuff. That's stuff that may not happen for another decade. We don't know. But in order for the US to erase their debt, it needs to be some super volatile unwinding of the US dollar. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. The US dollar is here to stay for at least a few more decades, I think. As bullish as I am on Bitcoin and as bearish as I am on the dollar, I think that Bitcoin is actually going to help the US keep the dollar for a little bit longer. And they're going to be able to push stable coins into multiple different countries that are not yet dollarized. And I think that Bitcoin will help with that. Anyways, weak dollar should push Bitcoin higher 100% because it's an exchange rate. Okay. It doesn't push it higher. It's not like if you weaken the dollar, it pushes it higher. You're talking about BTC/USD. So you have the numerator and the denominator, right? If you have one BTC, that's the numerator. And if you divide it by the denominator and the power of the denominator goes down, you have to use more denominations of that denominator to equal the Bitcoin. It's strict math. If the value of the dollar goes down, the number of dollars you need to buy a Bitcoin is more. So it has nothing to do with Bitcoin, everything to do with the dollar. It's the exchange rate of Bitcoin. Otherwise, the little star of the week is Aster, it seems, pushed by CZ, competing against Hyperliquid. One shitcoin plus one shitcoin equals a lot of shit. Yeah, we can take a look at Aster. Let's take a look. But before we do that, let's check in on MNT. So if you were in the private group, you're up considerably on this one. We were calling MMT down here around 120. 120. Actually, when was the call? Go to altcoins, MNT. Yeah, we took a position here, MNT. Okay, not quite down that low, but still 139. 139. Still up 20%. So this is just one example of the free alpha that we give away in the group, guys. If you aren't already there, go check it out. We're not posting all the time. We only post the stuff that we think is a high probability of working out. We're in altcoin season. I know it doesn't feel like it because it's early altcoin season. And I have been one of the creators out there that has been against what everybody is saying. Everybody's been calling for altcoin season for the last 2 years. No, we have not had altcoin season. Altcoin season just started. Altcoin season just started in June. That's it. It started in June, end of June, basically July, August, September. It's been altcoin season. And I think there's plenty more where this came from. I think we're looking at least a 30x moving forwards here. So that's MNT. Now, what did you want to take a look at? It was Aster. Let's take a look at Aster. What is this premium? Premium index? I don't even know what that means. Let's just go with the one that's Tether. Oh, okay. Well, it's a brand new listing. There's no buy here. Yeah. So the thing with new listings that, people, if you're new to crypto, you get really excited about new exchange listings and you're like, oh my God, my coin got listed on Binance, or my coin got listed on Coinbase, or my coin got listed here. So bullish. Now everybody can buy it and it's going to moon. 95% of the time, it depends on where you are in the market, but 95% of the time after the exchange listing is a massive dump. And the reason that there's a massive dump is because prior to the exchange listing, there was a bunch of KOLs and insiders who were given the token in order to shill the token to prepare it for the exchange listing. Not only that, what comes with exchange listings is futures derivatives. So prior to the exchange listing, you could not short the asset. So all these whales that are getting paid the, Aster token or whatever, they now have a place to sell it easily. They can sell their token easily, and they can short it to hedge their position. So if they hold 100,000 tokens in a spot wallet, they go to the exchange and they open up a 100,000 token short against it, and boom, they locked in the price. The price is locked. If they, are sitting on $1 million, the moment they open up that short, that $1 million will no longer go up or down because they've 100% hedged the position. A lot of the whales will do that. Some of the insiders are going to go to the exchange to sell, and then eventually the price will fall. So 95% of the time, a new exchange listing results in a massive sell-off. All right. other than this promotion, we also got a new promotion for new signups here. Now this is first come, first serve. Let me pull this up here. So if you guys haven't already signed up on Bitget, definitely there's a lot of perks. Bitget is really putting in the love right now. I think because volumes are just low right now. So, it's an opportunity for you to take advantage of, Bitcoin's lack of, or Bitget's lack of volume. So what Bitget is doing on top of the trading competition, if you sign up, if you're a brand new user, the trading competition is for anybody. If you're already a Bitget user, you can enter into the competition. If you are new to Bitget, if this is a new exchange for you and you're creating a new account, you can get $500 straight up cash tether in your wallet, plus a 15-day VIP2 trial. And VIP2 gives you a significant discount on trading fees. Not a huge discount on spot, but it gives you a massive discount on your futures trading. So it gives you like a 50% discount on futures trading. Plus, if you deposit, I think it's like $5,000, you get $500 of tether sent to your wallet. So they're definitely trying to get people over to the platform, and they're giving more away than you usually see. They're being very generous with the offers right now. So definitely take advantage of that while the volumes are low and while people are while the market's neutral. We don't, take advantage of that fact. The fact that you're here, you get the benefit. Every time you're in a bearish environment, there's benefits to be had. All right. I couldn't sleep anyways. I feel alone in the chat. I subscribed to Black Box. It's been almost a few years. It's been almost a full year now. Check it out. Thank you, Red Panda. I feel like you've been around a little bit longer. Yeah, the chat's dead. Chat's dead. Volumes are low. But it's fine. That's when you're in. That's when you know that the opportunity's here. You're never going to make $1 when everyone's around. Period. End of story. I've been trading this market for a long time. When everybody's around and everybody's asking you questions and everybody wants to know what's the next coin to buy, you're not going to make anything. It's only when volumes are low and you think you're just dancing alone by yourself in the chat that those opportunities really present themselves. And I think that there's some really good opportunities. I'm going to do a whole video on this one because it's just such a textbook. It's just such a textbook setup from a Wyckoff perspective. So for those who have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I'm a Wyckoff trader when it comes to investing in alts. I want to see that long duration trading range, that sign of strength and that backup. This is a perfect example. I don't know what this coin is. I know a little bit, but I don't really care either. It's just showing all of the hallmarks of a good project in terms of price. It's set up and ready to go. I don't know if this is an undiscovered narrative or what, but it's called Bio Protocol. Let's actually take a look at it. Let's take a look at it on CoinGecko. I know very little about it, and I don't think that matters either, by the way. You don't need to know much about these coins, really, because it's all hype. The entire space is hype. You're gateway drugged to decentralized science. So it's DeSci. Nobody's heard of DeSci. It doesn't make any sense. But let's launch the app, and it looks like it's a launch pad of sorts. Biome AI. Yeah, it's a launch pad. So in bull markets, historically speaking, launch pads do really well. And what is a launch pad? It's a way to get it's like venture capital on steroids. It's like consumer retail venture capital funding these different projects to get early access into a shit coin that they can dump on the market. Exactly like what we were talking about with Aster. You can become the insider of a coin. So during bull markets, launch pads are really, really popular. And yeah, bio looks like this biomedical flavored, this DSci flavored launch pad. At the end of the day, it's all bullshit. Like, this is not going anywhere long term. But this chart is just so clean. This is exactly what you want to see from a Wyckoff perspective. Huge hype, massive, massive hype, right? Exchange listing hype. Huge downtrend as the KOLs and insiders sell off their tokens. A floor is established, a very long duration floor. This floor took 195 days to form. Sign of strength, first sign of strength here. A beautiful, beautiful backup that did not breach the 50 line. And now we're trending up. If you don't want to get into this one right away, I think that that is okay and that's appropriate. I think you would get a much better confirmation with a break above this level right here. So we could actually just draw a line. Oops, that's not at all what I want. Let's just fix that. Yeah, something like this. So a breach of this line in price, which from here, we're already in. We already notified the VIP group of this one, and we're up since that call. A breach, I mean, it's going to go up 40% just before it gets to the buy signal. So, you know, not financial advice here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't offer these opportunities very often. But when I see interesting things in the market, I need to bring it to your attention. That's why you guys subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to give you a no bullshit, no paid, no shill approach to the market. And this one looks good. This one looks like one of the cleaner setups. Now, this is a very small market cap, by the way. So you need to position accordingly. The market cap is 352 million. It's a small market cap. So certainly don't, bet the farm on this one, but it looks good. It looks good. This is definitely a promising structure. Technically speaking, this is looking really good. All right. Track is one that we've been, following. Track is bottoming. Now they're doing a token migration. So it's not going to be this ticker anymore. It's going to be TNK. And I think we're just seeing kind of the final sell-off of people selling their track tokens. I think if they've decided that they're not going to stake their track to get the upgraded TNK tokens, they're just going to be like, screw track and just sell it. So you're seeing that final flush out. This is a very strong support. The track team works very hard. So if that is a factor that you consider, take a look at track. I know now, if you bought track here, don't expect anything to happen for at least 3 to 6 months. At least. I don't think you're going to be excited about track for at least 3 to 6 months. But the fundamentals of this product are very strong. I think if Bitcoin can resume its uptrend and there's more awareness to the Bitcoin ecosystem, this one could be a good contender. But again, nothing here is financial advice. Make your own decisions. Do your own research, all that jazz. All right. Well, the chat's pretty lonely. It's a ghost town in there, probably because the time that I am streaming. But yeah, not a lot of people making requests. So we're just going to skip back over to Bitcoin and close things out. So on the daily, we got below the 7. Not what you want to see. We got to reclaim that 7. The weekly is looking a lot better than the daily here. So the weekly, we definitely got, we're above all the major moving averages. So we're technically still bullish on the weekly, but the daily looks like we could curl over here. Maybe a retest back down to the 30 and then a bounce. We'll have to see. I think this week it's very neutral this week. Next week is really going to give us our bias. We do have the alphanumetrics indicator that has flashed for a while now that we are bearish. So we'll see if this curls over and heads to the downside. But yeah, it's just to be determined. We need more information. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this content with anybody that you think would gain value from it. And until next time, please trade safe. It is jungle out there. Peace.